just the way I always wanted. 더 바랄 것도 없어. 지금 이대로면 좋아. 따스한 햇볕이 가득 담은 Sand River. The bluebirds peacefully sing along that I love you.
The term beauty witch, I don't want to say that I invented it, but I also can't remember the time where I've seen somewhere written or somebody calling themselves a beauty witch. I've heard love witch, but also I do feel like somewhere out there are people who call themselves beauty witches. I just haven't been aware of them. I just kind of started doing it on TikTok because all I was talking about was like beauty glamours and beauty spells and Aphrodite and love magic. And while the term love witch does apply to me because I am an Aphrodite devotee, I think beauty is so important in my life. And this was even before I started working with Aphrodite. Beauty has always been a source of power because I did not grow up very confident, actually. I wanted to be. Because I feel like the term beauty witch isn't really defined anywhere, why don't we define it now? What does it mean to be a beauty witch? I would say that a beauty witch is a type of love witch that places great importance in physical beauty, confidence, and Venusian energy, even if you don't work with Aphrodite. I venture to guess that if you're watching me, you probably grew up not so confident, but wanting to be more confident. And I only think that because that's who I was. As a content creator, you always try to talk to the person you were 5-10 years ago. So whenever I was making my TikToks, I was always making them with the intention of talking to the person I used to be. So let's talk about the mundane aspects of beauty magic. What do I actually do? Well, first of all, I've taken a good look at myself. I took a good look at my face shape, type of hair I have, my body type, my height. But it took me years because I wasn't cognizant of having to look for all this stuff. I was following trends and hoping that something might stick and something might make me feel better. If somebody was like, this is the lotion I try, you should try it too, I would be like, okay, let me try. Or somebody was like, oh, this is a new hairstyle, everyone's doing this. I would be like, oh, let me go ahead and try that too and see if it works. And you can get some beauty and success through trial and error that way, but it does take a longer time. I wish that somebody would have told me to really look at myself and see what can work for me. For example, I looked up my face shape. You know how there's like triangle, diamond, heart shape. Apparently the one that is the most coveted is the oval shape because you can wear any hairstyle and it's gonna look good. I don't have an oval face shape. My face shape is, I think, considered rectangular. It makes my forehead look super big, which is why you're always going to see me with a fringe. Why? Because that is the hairstyle that works for my face. If I was to go back to doing pompadours like I used to do, it did not work for me. Although the pompadour itself might have looked good, cohesively it just did not work for my face shape. It brought my attractiveness or my beauty down. So I urge you to really look in the mirror, look at your face shape, and look at what hairstyles work for that face. I used to have facial hair and a mustache. I didn't really know to look for this because I was just so used to it, but my mustache would go down to here. It would make my face look as though it's going like this, like it's a frowning face. Some guys can pull off mustaches that go down to here. It looks good on their face. Mine just didn't. It's about looking at yourself and being honest with yourself. Are you following a trend? Are you following something someone did? Or are you doing something that's actually gonna work for your face or body? Oh, let's talk about body. I'm a short guy. That doesn't help that my ceilings are super high. I'm a pretty short guy. I'm 5'6". On a good day, actually. With shoes, I'm 5'6". I might be 5'5". If I wear super baggy clothes, I'm gonna look weird. And right now, it's kind of trendy to wear a little bit baggier clothing. There's certain things that I can pull off and that I can't pull off. None of that is any witchcraft or any magic. That's just looking at yourself and really looking at what can work for you. But it can become magical because once you start to discover those things that do work for you, it starts to build up your confidence. That confidence makes it so that your glamour magic, your beauty magic just skyrockets. The act of making yourself more presentable is a daily thing. is a routine. I feel like that applies to your surroundings too. And one way I practice this is by making sure that my Aphrodite altar is always looking relatively pretty, because I think that's a representation of who I am. I mean, it's looking pretty good so far, but let's go ahead and make it better, because it can always be better. So we can start by taking out the outer petals on these roses that are not that cute anymore. Aphrodite is one of those goddesses that likes her altar to always look clean and pretty. And as someone who always wants their environment to be clean and pretty, I gotta respect that. Now, if you miss like a day or two, will Aphrodite be super mad? No, probably not. It'll be okay. But again, it's about the discipline of it all. Beauty magic is about discipline and routine and working to outwardly make yourself beautiful. See this candle, it's almost out. I'm probably gonna get rid of it soon, but there's still a little bit left. So let's go ahead and just clean that top. Not sure what is this? Just a simple wipe makes a world of difference. I wish I could get down to here, but I feel like if I did, I'd probably burn my fingers off. But I think Aphrodite appreciates what I've done. Also, you may have noticed that I have mirrors everywhere. Mirrors are very important to me as a beauty witch. They remind me that I am confident in my appearance and my physical traits. Also, sometimes when I walk by one, it reminds me to appreciate how far I've come. And appreciation is also a form of witchcraft, because appreciation brings more of what you're appreciating. Also, this is totally mundane, but having a mirror is very useful, especially if you're going out. Having a mirror by your door, you can just do a little quick check, make sure you don't have anything in your teeth, make sure you have no little eye boogers or eye crust around your eyes, you know, check your hair, and then you're good to go. I've been working out so hard almost every day, at least 5 times a day. They say that the last few reps, it has to be really hard. And I'm like sore all the time now. So I've been eating so much protein, so much chicken. And that is part of that discipline I mentioned earlier. A beauty witch is disciplined enough to know what they want for themselves and go after it. I do have my slip-ups. There are days where I just don't go work out, or there are some days where I eat a bunch of junk food, my Disney days. But for the most part, I try to stay on track. And it actually took me a little while to get here. This was a few years in the making. There was a time where I was going to the gym a lot, but I wasn't pushing myself as hard as I could. You gotta move at your own pace. It's messy. You can get to the place where you are super disciplined, but everyone is different. Like, this is impressive to me because I worked so hard just to get this bicep. But if you would have told me that it was gonna take me a couple of years to get to this point, is it really gonna take 2 years? But sometimes it does. Building habits take time, especially those habits that are gonna better yourself. This isn't to say that you need to be going to the gym if you wanna be a beauty witch. You can be a beauty witch looking however you wanna look. You can want different things. If there are certain aspects of yourself that are gonna take some time, give yourself grace. You know when your tarot cards just call you out on your shit. I mentioned in the last video how Mercury retrograde is really kind of kicking my ass a little bit. I feel like I'm usually doing pretty good, and then Mercury retrograde comes, really shakes things up for me. This morning I did not meditate, and last week there were 3-4 days I didn't meditate, and all that helped. All that just builds up a vibe, a good frequency, so that you have a good day just overall, but good things start to add up, thus giving you a good life, which is generally what I feel like I have. But the tarot cards basically told me, you know, get your ass in gear. Whenever you fall off the wagon, just remember to give yourself grace. There's no actual finish line. Life just keeps on going. Life just keeps on happening. And it's about going with the flow of it. Catching yourself, kind of like I caught myself. Yes, I know I've been sort of doing bad. Let's go ahead and fix that. Changing your frequency, changing your vibe is something that does take time. So what I'm gonna do, putting this out into the universe, I'm going to have a good night's sleep and start again tomorrow morning. After I've reset, when I wake up, I will be cognizant of the fact that I need to raise my frequency again. What good is being beautiful and feeling like shit? Well, anyway, I want to thank you for watching this video and coming along on this journey. Please, again, leave any recommendations you want me to talk about in the comments. Drop a like, say hello, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, witches.